Hello and welcome to a little brief weekly check-in. I want to share something with you that I learned from my own therapist this week, and that is this concept of stop. It's an exercise to just take a minute and breathe in. And so stop stands for stop, and then the T is take a breath, and the O is observe, and the P is proceed. So let's just stop, take a breath, observe. What does your body feel like? What does your mind feel like? What do you hear around you? What do you notice? And proceed. Let's just take one more deep breath. I want to share a story with you from the book of Luke today in the Bible. This is the story that's commonly, I'm just going to adjust my camera just a hair. This is the story commonly known as the Road to Emmaus. And Emmaus is a little village near Jerusalem. And there were two, and I'll give you the citation. So this is Luke 24. And I'm telling the story that starts at verse 13. So there were two disciples, and they were walking on the road to Emmaus, which is about 7 miles from Jerusalem. And a man came up to them and started talking to them and asking them what they were talking about. They had been talking about Jesus's crucifixion and the horrible events that led up to his crucifixion and then his death. And so this person asked what they were talking about, and they were surprised that he didn't know what had been going on the last few days. And so they told him, and they told him that someone had said that he had risen, but they went to the tomb and couldn't find him. And so they expressed a loss of hope. But all that had happened just made them lose hope in Jesus the Messiah. And Jesus, still not being recognizable to them, told them that they should have hope. And he quoted and interpreted many texts about the Messiah. And so they continued on, and the two disciples invited this person to have dinner with them. And so he did. And when he started to pass out the bread, his identity was revealed. And the disciples could see that it was Jesus in their midst. I just want to say that again, that when he fed them, when they were fed, they could see. This has been a tough week for a lot of reasons. Our news feeds are full of scary and sad and frustrating news. And as we process trauma, and I'm not saying this as a therapist, I'm saying this as a spiritual person. As we process trauma, as trauma comes across our screens, as it happens in our lives, it can be easy to lose the things that feed us and thus take our hope away. And sometimes I can say for myself that when I experience trauma, or when I have anxiety, or when I'm worried, that I can sometimes literally forget to eat. And then I eat something and my mind opens up and is clear again. And so what I hear in the story is Jesus feeds people and their eyes are open. They can see what's in front of them. And for me, the risen Jesus is hope. When we feed ourselves, when we eat, we can be opened to hope, even in the trauma. So I want to encourage you to think about what feeds you. What is accessible to you that can feed you? Even if it's just, what is your favorite food? What makes you feel good? What fills you up? And I pray that you can have that, because we all deserve that. We all deserve, in the midst of our trauma and anxiety, to be filled. That trauma does not win, that hope does. And let's stop and take a breath. And observe. And proceed. Thank you for joining me for a brief check-in today. I hope it was helpful for you in your context and your circumstances. Join me again next week on Thursday at 2:00 for another check-in. And tomorrow I'll be live on Instagram at 3:00 with Reverend Bethany Peerbolt, who is a TikTok pastor. She's going to be talking to us about her very unique and creative ministry. And then Sunday, I'll see you back here on YouTube Live for a moment of hope. And in the meantime, hold on to your hope. And I pray that you are full. Go in peace.